In the late 1800s, London was the greatest city on earth, a center of power, industry, science, and progress. But behind the bright lights and grand buildings, there existed another world, a world of poverty, overcrowded streets, desperation, and forgotten lives. And within this hidden reality, an unknown figure would unleash a fear so intense that his name would echo through history forever. This is the true story of Jack the Ripper. Victorian London was a city deeply divided. On one side, wealth, elegance, and luxury. On the other, dark alleys, cramped housing, hunger, and despair. Nowhere was this contrast more visible than in Whitechapel, a district where thousands lived packed into tiny rooms, where work was scarce and survival depended on daily struggle. It was within these narrow streets that fear began to spread. In August of 1888, the body of a woman was discovered in a quiet alley. At first, authorities believed it was an isolated incident. Crime and violence were sadly common in Whitechapel, but within weeks, another body appeared, then another and another. Each case shared disturbing similarities. A pattern was emerging. London realized something terrifying. A serial killer was hunting in the shadows. The newspapers gave him a name that would become immortal: Jack the Ripper. Fear gripped the city. People avoided the streets at night. Families locked their doors earlier. Businesses closed before dark. Every sound in the alleyways became a threat. Every stranger became a suspect. The police were under enormous pressure, yet despite countless patrols, interrogations, and investigations, the killer vanished after every attack, as if the darkness itself was protecting him. Soon, letters began arriving at police stations and newspaper offices. Written in crude handwriting, they claimed to be from the killer himself. Some mocked the authorities. Others promised more violence. Whether authentic or not, these messages intensified public fear, creating the chilling idea that the killer was watching, waiting, and writing. The victims were women from the poorest parts of society, forgotten by many, ignored by most. Yet their deaths forced the world to confront uncomfortable truths about poverty, inequality, and the fragility of safety. Hundreds of suspects were pursued: doctors, butchers, immigrants, artists, even members of the upper class. Every theory seemed possible, yet no evidence was ever strong enough. No confession ever confirmed, no witness ever identified. Jack the Ripper vanished as mysteriously as he appeared. Years passed, then decades, and still no definitive answer emerged. The case remained open, a haunting mystery, a shadow hanging over history. Even today, more than a century later, historians and investigators continue searching for the truth. New theories emerge, new documents surface. DNA analysis is attempted. Yet the identity of Jack the Ripper remains unknown. But perhaps the most haunting part of this story is not the killer. It is the society that allowed such suffering to exist unseen. The forgotten lives, the silent desperation, the world that existed in darkness just beyond the glow of progress. Jack the Ripper became more than a criminal. He became a symbol of fear, of inequality, and of the dangers hidden beneath civilization. And so, his story remains, not merely as a tale of violence, but as a warning. When society ignores its most vulnerable, darkness finds a way to grow. History remembers names, but it must also remember lessons. Because the greatest tragedies are not only those who commit evil, but those we fail to protect.